The questions have been changed as well as new players have been entered into the RCC stocks. Right after we've seen the Trailblazers get Akshay into their core players, and we've seen Ashit come to the Thunder. So obviously, revised stocks means a revised analysis from Surya. But before I let Surya talk about the analysis, I want to again disclaimers. First thing, anything that happens in this video, the stocks prices and obviously the questions as well. Please do not talk about this in the general chat of the WhatsApp group. Second thing is that buying the stocks is coming very soon, February 9th. So captains, if you guys have any questions, please message me right now. So you don't feel left out or you don't have, a lot of knowledge about it, just ask me. I'll reply as soon as possible. How you buy the stocks is the captain or the vice captain of the team on February 9th, 9 a.m. Starting from that, has to message me in WhatsApp saying that I'm buying this person's stocks, this person shares, this person shares, this person shares. Obviously, I read that message, note it down, and that'll be your finalized message. So after you send that message, you cannot edit that message or say that I don't want to invest that much in that player anymore. If you send one message, that's it. Again, your vice captain, the vice captain, or the captain can message me. Yeah. Uh, it's been changed. So Surya, what are your thoughts on the amended RCC stocks? Let's start with category one and walk our way through this.
Yeah, sure. So, like one of the biggest risk I said investing in last time was obviously the wicket numbers. Like last time with the extremely high wicket
Yeah, too
numbers, like
much.
12 wickets, 10 wickets, and then also like the numbers being high for that specific player too. Like for some players like who aren't much of wicket takers, who haven't really gotten wickets, the wicket numbers are really high.
Mhm.
And then other players, they were just generally high, like 12 wickets, averaging three a game, 10 wickets, switching between three and two for, yeah. So now, obviously, I think Abhiram has taken the decision to sort of like reduce the number of wickets. As you can
Uh,
clearly see, a lot of change with the number of wickets for Arjun, Abi, yeah, Arjun, Abi, Arav, and Jairam. So all of their wicket like numbers have
and if I
decreased.
scroll down, you'll see Akshay and Ashit also being completely decreased as well.
So yeah, starting off with the first change, will Arjun take 10 wickets in the tournament? So switch from 12 wickets down to 10. Like I said, Arjun's certainly capable of getting even 12 wickets, but 12 is a really high par. For 10, I sort of think the same thing. It's sort of like switching between three and two, still a really high number. Arjun lately has been in sort of like a little bit of a slump. We'll have to see. Like I said, like I'm going to continue saying throughout this video, the next couple of scrimmages are really going to be deciders. So like sort of see how each team will pan out. So like sort of the performance by the players before the tournament, I believe is also very essential.
The scrimmages
So
will be vital for Arjun at this point
yeah.
for him to.
Yeah, he's obviously a very capable bowler. We know he's a wicket taker, but I still believe that investing this high, especially when there are other good options in category one that you can invest in, which I'll get to later. Investing, and you can only invest five shares, as Abhiram had said. So I feel like 10 wickets is still a little bit too high of a par for Arjun to reach, alternating between three and two. Who knows? He might have some one wicket games, some zero wicket games, like might just continuously get two wicket games and still not reach the par. So having to get those three wicket games, two of them, and also having to make up for wickets that might be lost. Like if he only gets one wicket, then gonna have to make that up and get four wickets one game.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a very high par, and I still think that because of this, you should not invest in Arjun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to Sime. What are your thoughts on Sime? Hasn't been changed. So same opinion as last time, not to invest on him,
Yeah.
or a change of opinions.
Yeah, same opinion. Like I said, sort of with the wickets, 35 runs is also a really big par. Not generally as much as three wickets, but scoring 35 runs a game across 4 game stretch. Like I said, we haven't really seen that from Simon yet. You know, who knows? Maybe he'll consistently hit 20, but then to sort of reach the par, he's gonna have to hit 50-50 back to back. So we'll see. But certainly, my opinion
Yeah.
has not changed. With
And yeah,
I don't
that's
think he's gonna have the
yeah.
consistency,
And
35 run
that's
par.
and that's what we have been seeing from majority of the batsmen, except Rehan, which we'll come to later. But majority of the batsmen in this club actually haven't been that consistent. We have seen a good knock or two, but after that they've been slowly decreasing. Drew just shattered with excitement in the past scrimmage. Hopefully continues that, and Simon went to a dip, getting duck out. So consistency is a big question for majority of the batsmen, including Sam as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, thoughts on Abhinav. Deal has the well made better for Abhinav. So thoughts on that?
Yeah, certainly I think he yeah, obviously this deal sort of with the 1 wicket less sort of I was already 50-50. Maybe I'm ishing more to the side that he'll get it.
He
Because
might.
you know, Abhinav, like I said in the past video, is a primary wicket taker,
Yes.
unlike some other bowlers who are like restrictive, trying to restrict the runs. Abhinav will just go in at the beginning, try to get wickets.
Right.
He's not much of a last situation bowler. Like
Right.
you save him for the last over. He just sort of bring him forth and get the wickets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this obviously the 9 wickets makes it easier. You know, just 2 wickets a game, and then I think yeah, two wickets for 3 games, and then 1 game with 3 wickets. Hopefully, we'll see some consistency because I don't know. He also tends to have some iffy games, sort of like with 1 wicket, 0 wickets, and that might also mess with the future par. But I'd like to say that this is very 50-50. He
50-50.
can easily get these 9 wickets, yes. Or maybe he might struggle with some inconsistencies later on. He will definitely have a game where he gets 3 wickets, two
True.
wickets, three
Yeah.
wickets, 4 wickets, maybe even 4 wickets. But the matter is consistency. He'll definitely have a game where he just comes out, sort of gets everybody out, takes a lot of wickets. But we'll
And
see if he's
yeah.
consistent.
So
Yeah,
Rayhan,
but
what are your thoughts on Rayhan?
Rehan 140 runs. Yeah, same. Obviously, a very sort of iffy at the beginning, but now he sort of gained consistency. So he's more of a 60-40. 60, you should invest in him, 40, maybe not. Well, however, 35 runs per game is still a really big par.
All right.
So that's why I'd sort of say it's 50-50. Because Rehan, he's capable, but I feel like the par is still a little bit too high. 35 runs
Yeah.
per game consistency.
I have a
Yeah.
question to you. So, I mean, obviously, including you as well, being the only batsman or the only bowler in the team, does that make situations for that player more chances for them to do better, or will that be extra pressure on them? I want to hear from your words. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the player?
Certainly depends because if you see in sort of Rehan's situation and Rehan and Vedant's situation, okay, actually Vedant has got more support from Rehan, but I feel like it's totally depends on the situation. You know,
Mhm.
depending on how the batter takes it, is the batter more accustomed to doing well under a partnership? I feel like batters like Saeem, for example, do well under a partnership. If he has Rehan by his side, if he has sort
Yeah,
of a partnership by his side, then
yeah.
he can sort of get the big numbers. You know, the only time I've seen Syme hit above 50, hit above 60, or hit
Good
60
partnerships
is
very
when
much.
he's had a
Yes.
good partnership. Yeah.
Yes.
Other than that, he sort of averaged sort of 20 runs or here and there. In the series, he averaged around 20 runs, you know,
So
30
you're
runs,
saying
sort
that
of like
might
that.
be a concern for Stallions as well, just because
Yeah,
he's the
might
main
be a
batsman,
concern
doesn't
for,
have the power up as well. So
yeah, no power up to sort of get a supporting batsman. But
yeah.
we'll see how Syme responds to the situation, sort of.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Jumping on to Vedansh, same deal.
Vedant 120. Yeah, same thing. Very consistent batsman. This is a 30 run par. Still very high, but Vedant has shown that he can sort of bat with anybody. He
Yeah,
can keep his wicket. Hopefully, we won't see any of those unlucky circumstances, such as Arjun getting him out early. But I feel like Vedant will be able to consistently sort of keep his run rate
and
and get the 120 runs.
yeah, I think overall as per batters, I feel like he's been the most balanced batsman. Knows when to switch during partnership mode and knows when to go completely out of the block hole and start whacking. So it's a good amount probably to invest in, but we'll hear from Surya. So same decision, Surya. Invest on Vedansh.
Yeah, certainly very appealing. Vedant, Abhinav, and Rehan are three very appealing like
Okay.
players to invest in.
Yeah.
sort of.
So category one is done there, but I want to hear from you. 5 shares per team that you can maximum put in category one. How would you distribute that among the category one players?
5 shares, I definitely distribute the most around among these. A lot of these are high pars. Vedant's deal certainly sort of takes the cake. It's either like, yeah, sort of Vedant's deal with the 120 runs, and especially with his consistency, his power hitting ability, I'd obviously be inclined to invest the most shares in him. So let's just say three or four, and then I'd obviously just, just to see how, if I'm already going all in Vedant, might as well put all 5 shares.
All five
So I
shares.
think I think I put all 5 shares in Vedant because I feel like he's clearly the most like option, like he's the best choice to sort of choose in the situation with other players having high pars. I might put four on Vedant, one on Abhinav. We'll see. But like I said, with the 140 run par, I feel like it's still a little bit too high, like even for Saim and Rehan. So
So all in for Vedant, you would say, as a
yeah,
suggestion to the other captains, other teams.
all in for Vedansh, maybe one for Abhinav, maybe one for Rehan, sort of 3-1-1 situation. Obviously captains like Saim will want to invest in himself,
And
because confidence and
uh,
everything. Yeah, he will obviously, and Arjun too. Arjun and Saim's team, he has confidence in his players too. So yeah.
all
But
right.
Vedansh, Abhinav, and Rehan are looking like the options. Like I don't really have like a preference or like it's really your choice. But I would just invest in Rehan, Abhinav, or Vedansh. Certainly Vedansh over them though, over
Yeah.
the other two.
Hefty on Vedant, that's what Surya says. We'll go on to category two. It's a lot easier for category two. Obviously, Drew's been increased by 10 runs, but again, hear from Surya. So, what do you think about yourself? Let's, what do you think?
Yeah, sort of the same as I said last time. You all sort of had to see me. I actually have no clue how Akshay's batting works. I only know about his bowling. We'll have to see. Will Akshay sort of be a help me be a counterpart? Like I said, I feel like I'm a batsman who does good if he has a good counterpart support. So we'll have to see how Akshay plays, and that'll obviously play a factor, and like how I might be used. Will I go opening? Obviously, Nikit's option opening, one down, just sent out there, batting first, batting second. I feel like, yeah, 90 runs, like I said last time, sort of see how I sort of take the situation as sort of being the lead batsman of the team as of right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna say like invest in me. I think I'm gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I
Okay.
necessarily just tell you, leave it off that we'll have to see. Maybe this scrimmage will show something. Yeah.
Yeah. So on to Dhruv. It's been increased by 10 runs. Not a lot. Do you think it'll make that difference, that 10 runs difference? I mean, he's been electrifying completely. 22 of 7. There's 10 ball, 25 runs. It's amazing to see for the Thunder. So it looks as if right now he can eat that in about 2 games. What do you think?
Yeah. 2 games. So this scrimmage will obviously tell a lot because, like I said, Dhruv, I believe, is one of the biggest. You have to see how he plays in the next two scrimmages to sort
Okay.
of like base your decision to vote on this poll.
Makes
Because
sense.
Dhruv, like I said, on and off, on and off, on and off. Is he just going to sort of continue that chain of on and off, on and off, on and off based on days? He's just going to continue and he's going to go out there,
Yeah.
get less than 10 runs, get less than 5 runs, or will he sort of show like signs of improvement? Continuous ability and sort of get 20, 25, 30 in the next scrimmage. So Dhruv is obviously somebody you have to really closely observe over the next two matches. Right now, with obviously very electrifying 22 off 7, 30 runs, very electric back-to-back games. But who knows? As you know, as I've said, Dhruv has been on and off. He's sort of done this in the past, sort of like have some good games, but then sort of slow down a little bit the next game. So we'll have to keep a close eye on him. Was this electrifying performance just like a one-time thing and then sort of inconsistencies the next few times? Or will it sort of like sort of
Yeah.
continue,
Yeah.
consist? Yeah.
Well, yeah, hopes are high for Vedansh as Drew's been performing well. Speaking of hopes, RF hopes has just increased for RCC stocks as I believe he was 7 wickets. He's decreased 2 wickets now, which makes a major, major difference.
Major difference.
Opinions change
RF
on RF?
certainly think Arjun will be the main wicket taker in the
Okay.
tournament. Don't know in this team, but Syme sort of said that he sort of wants to help RF evolve, and we're gonna have to see how that works out. So I'm assuming that even though Syme might go for another bowler like Deepish, Oshrit in the like in the draft process, I feel like RF will still be definitely second to Arjun, but will definitely still be a
Right.
vital part in their bowling attack. Yeah, so we'll see. I feel like Syme definitely wants to make RF a better player.
Okay.
Not necessarily a question of whether RF will bowl 3 overs each game. I certainly
Right.
think he will with
Right.
Syme's new approach.
Uh-huh.
But definitely, I don't think RF has, I don't see RF as much of a wicket taker. Sort of see him as sort of somebody who sort of wants to try keep low runs. As you know, he's never really had a wicket in the past few matches. Like in the
Yeah.
last scrimmage, the scrimmage before that, it's been a really long time
Binge ride,
since,
yeah.
RF has gotten a wicket. And I don't really remember many times that RF has actually been able to get these wickets. I see him more for like a spin bowler, sort of reduce the pressure of your
Okay.
team. So this totally depends. Hopefully, depending
Right.
on the opportunities, catch opportunities, the miss hits, depending on how players bat to RF, will they sort of get too greedy and then sort of succumb to the
Okay.
pressure and get out?
Yeah.
Like this is very interesting poll. Definitely reduced by two. I know 5 wickets is sort of like a considered a less amount, but I want these next two scrimmages for Arf to prove that he can sort of take
Yeah.
wickets because we haven't really seen that in the past.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can prove along these next two scrimmages that he can actually be a wicket taker. So
So
these
for
for Arf, I'll leave it off by saying that these next two scrimmages are crucial
fine.
to
Yeah.
showing will Arf actually be able to take these 5 wickets in the tournament. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely vital for Araf to look in these two scrimmages to see if he can come to that par or not. But coming back to the point of Syme, have talked with Syme. He's looking at a venue for more of a bowler pitch friendly type of venue and longer ground as well, longer boundary sizes as well, which might benefit Araf. Who knows? But Araf right there, invest or no invest. What's your thoughts? Same thoughts as last time?
Sort of iffy, obviously the 5 wickets sort of like is a very less number compared to seven, like especially in terms of cricket, getting 5 wickets compared to seven in 4 matches. Certainly a more achievable number for Araf. Like I said, we'll have to see. Certainly, I don't, signs are not showing as of right now that he can get this, but these, like for Arif, I'm going to leave it off by saying that we'll
Okay,
just have to see these next two scrimmages to
right,
see if Arif can take wickets.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, hopping on Jerome now. Again, made himself put himself as a bowler in the stocks. 6 wickets has been decreased by 2 weeks, 2 wickets as well. Opinions on him. 6 wickets for
Yeah.
Jerome.
Certainly much more achievable. Like I said in the past, I haven't really seen Jairam. None of us have really seen Jairam bowling since the series. And that performance, like I said in the past video, was a little bit iffy. A lot of runs, not no wickets taken at all. So I feel like a little bit. I feel like he might have got 1 or 2 wickets. But
Okay.
yeah, I feel like sort of the last memorable bowling performance of Jairam was that like obviously series
Serious.
performance where he sort of did a little bit iffy, not that great. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't really seen him bowling since then, so we'll obviously had to see.
Yeah.
Like, has Jerome improved? Obviously he has this
Correct.
confidence in his bowling over his batting. But
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that Jerome can actually be able to take wickets. I feel like he's a pretty decent bowler, and we'll obviously have to see his sort of bowling ability in the next two scrimmages.
Yeah.
To will he actually be able to take wickets? Will he not? Obviously, in the past, even scrimmages before the tournament, before the series, when we played before, Jerome has obviously taken a lot of wickets, a lot of catches that Jerome forces, a lot of like actual board balls, like the batsmen get bored.
Right.
So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how Jerome will sort of play like in these next two scrimmages. That'll give us more of a feel to
Yeah.
how Jerome's bowling will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Category two concludes there. Major investments you would put, uh, depending on, I mean, on your analysis right now, what you just did. Who would you invest in majority?
Category two is very iffy, especially with RF. I'd still keep one with Jerome, 1 or 2 with Jerome. I feel like I
Okay.
trust him for the
Okay.
most part. I feel like I know Jerome's bowling capability.
Right.
But it'll be especially tough for him to get those 6 wickets. Like I said, actually another factor to Jerome getting those wickets is Rehan and
Right.
Abhinav, two primary takers on his team.
Yes.
So yeah, that just makes the 6 wicket part even harder for Jerome.
Okay.
So maybe hold off on Jerome for now, see how he does in the scrimmages. Araf certainly hold on, see how he does in the scrimmages. Sort of, I would invest in sort of maybe Juve. Juve is looking like the clear favorite in
Clear
this
favorite.
category with his performance. But like I said, he's a must see. You
Okay.
have to see how he performs next time and whether
Inconsistent
this
or not.
sort of consistency will not continue and this sort of consistency of him actually being inconsistent on and off will continue. So yeah, I feel like Juve and our me and Juve are sort of the ones to sort of like bet on because me sort of having to evolve, take a next step, be the main batsman for my team.
Mhm.
Obviously, don't have a feel of what Akshay is doing, but certainly, yeah, between me and Dhruv, your choice. Possibly four and Dhruv, one on me, or if you're someone who's all in on Dhruv based on his electrifying performance in the past few games. I certainly know teams like Vedant will want to invest lots of shares into Dhruv. He also has. Like I feel like a lot of the captains have trust in their players. So I feel like there's going to be patterns. Vedant is going to invest in his players. Jerome will invest in his players. Saim will sort of invest in his players. So that'll be sort of like a general pattern.
General pattern.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, last category, category three. Let's quickly talk about category three. Obviously, changes coming in to the questions and as the players as well. As Deepish and Rohit both depart from core players, hopes for core players, and not in the stops anymore as well. Akshay, Nikit, Ashit. Nikit has, by the way, changed from bowling to batting. We'll hear that from you as well. We'll start with Nikit actually and go to Ashit and Akshay.
Yeah, Nikit 35 runs, certainly. I feel like he's, like I said, I think Nikit is a very capable batsman. He can sort of keep his wicket. He can hit fours when necessary. He can rotate strike. And I feel like 35 runs is a very low bar. Hopefully, Nikit will sort of like prove himself. I know he played pretty good in the last scrimmage.
Yes.
Hopefully, that'll continue. He can sort of, I hope he can sort of have some consistency, be able to hit the ball, rotate strike, hit fours, hit good shots. I know he has good shot making ability. He went to coaching. For Niket, I certainly think that he'll be able to hit this 35 run mark. I feel like this is an achievable mark. Not very low per se, but I'd say definitely achievable
Achievable.
with I think how many like 7 per game, a little 7 to 10 per game. I think that's definitely achievable
Achievable.
for Niket.
Yeah. Uh, Definitely, I think when I see him, he's type of that glue of the Trailblazers batting order. Depending on how Akshay bats, if I consider Akshay as a finisher, I definitely want to see Nikit as that glue type of batsman, and obviously you coming in and firing in the top order. So that's the situation I really wanted to see Nikit in. That's why runs made Nikit more achievable than wickets. But Nikit there debuts in Ashrit, played first game, did really well. What about Ashit? 4 wickets.
Yeah, Ashrit, obviously with like Vedansh, Ashrit, and Dhruv, Vedansh will obviously like lead on Ashrit to be the second form of attack on their team. Vedansh will want to like lean on Ashrit to be able to take wickets when obviously Vedansh is not bowling. And I
Yes,
feel like 4 wickets for Ashrit is definitely achievable. He's a
achievable.
very good spin bowler. He tempts batsmen. He can cause lots of catches. I feel like Ashrit can play very well. I think 4 wickets is achievable for Ashrit, definitely. 1 wicket a game, I think is definitely achievable,
Definitely.
especially with Vedansh definitely having trust in him. Vedansh picked him to be his third core player.
Yes.
Vedansh obviously wants to develop him as a bowler, use him in the bowling attack. And he's obviously the second option to Vedansh. So he'll certainly definitely have a big role in helping the Thunder win. So yes, I think Ashit will take 4 wickets.
Yeah. Last but not least, the not seen Akshay. Thoughts on him? Because I mean, no one's seen him yet, but I mean, you can. I feel like you can see that confidence coming from obviously you, the Trailblazers, and you can feel a little bit of tension from opponents as well. Who is this person? What is he gonna do? How does he play like? So if you can share a little bit of info about how Akshay plays, as well as invest or not invest on Akshay.
Yeah, 4 wickets in the tournament for Akshay, I believe, is very, very achievable. Akshay, somebody who has a very like tall, 6'4", very good physique. I feel like he has a lot of pace when he brings to his bowling. Even he says that he sort of brings a lot of pace to the bowling attack.
Mhm.
Honestly, I have rarely seen Akshay play just in like the street ball, street cricket, not really seen Akshay actually sort of play in a full sort of game. So I'm very like, I actually have no idea. We'll have to see in this
Okay.
next scrimmage.
So it's
But
a
from what
surprise
I'm
for the
hearing,
Trailblazers too.
surprise for the Trailblazers too, sort of like a high risk, high reward
Okay.
situation. Akshay, I feel like he'll bring a lot of pace. He has played leather ball. He's been to coaching. I feel like he has a lot of passion for the game. So yes, we'll have to definitely see Akshay. This scrimmage will sort of show us how where Akshay's
Yeah.
heading. Because
Yeah.
4 wickets, I believe, is a very small number, 1 wicket per game. And
Yeah.
obviously, he might even prove to be the center of the
Of the
Trailblazers bowling
Trailblazers.
attack ahead of
Exactly.
Nikhil. We'll have to see, sort of like definitely be involved in the Trailblazers bowling attack. He says he's a full bowler. So definitely with Nikit and Akshay would definitely be involved. And I
Right.
feel like we'll just have to see Akshay's pacing ability, his length ability. I
Hmm.
feel like Akshay is going to be a really, really good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these 4 wickets definitely manageable from what I'm hearing, but who knows? Opinions might change as you see him in the scrimmage. But 4 wickets very low from what
Yeah.
I'm hearing. This is very achievable. And I think it's the best stock to invest in these out of these three categories.
Well, yeah.
But actually, I won't consider it the best yet because nobody has really like seen him play. Even for Oshrit, I've barely seen him play. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how these two players perform. I believe Oshrit sort of I saw his scrimmage, so I sort of know how Oshrit already plays. So I feel like 4 wickets is definitely manageable for him. But
Okay.
Akshay is like a big
Debatable.
mystery. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, the Sunday scrimmage is gonna be a really epic scrimmage as well. Planned to be obviously. You're seeing all the core players from each team coming and playing in a scrimmage. So obviously a lot of elements combining and first time seeing Akshay, as well as just the teams combining together to see how the ingredients make a meal. Is it gonna be really good? Is it not gonna be that good? We already seen the Stallions crumble. We've seen the Thunder gain a little bit more well, more than expected, you would say. Trailblazers not seen Akshay yet. We'll see how the Trailblazers do, and Gladiators as well is yet to see that core of Gladiators. So if I were looking at Sunday as a team to team game, I would definitely say Gladiators versus Trailblazers. Look into the
yeah,
opinions like that, to see if obviously the players play well or not, to see expectations for the
yeah.
team.
One more thing, yeah. Like I said, like you already said that we've sort of seen Thunder and Gladiators, which is why I'm like confidently sort of predicting like how they're gonna sort of their polls are gonna play out.
Yes.
Like for Stallions like this, Thunder like this. We've
Yeah.
seen all core players play in the
Right.
past two scrimmages. Sort of we have a picture now of
Yeah.
how their teams are sort of gonna play out.
Right.
But two teams certainly to look forward for in the next interviews, in the next sort of videos that this
Yeah.
media channel posts are about Trailblazers, how they get their new player Akshay. I know I haven't played scrimmage since early December. Akshay has not actually played in RCC yet. Nikhil sort of we saw a little bit actually better batting consistency
Yes.
for Nikhil. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's a better sign, but
That's a
not
sign.
really much from the Trailblazers. From
Hmm.
the Gladiators, obviously we also haven't seen Abhi. We've only
Yeah.
seen Rayhan sort of, and Rayhan sort of proved that he's the same batter. He's a
And
good, consistent
yeah,
hitter.
and then to put
And
him
then
together, Jerem's captaincy is also a big question as well. You
Jerem
know,
also
does he
needs to be seen.
he'll
Jerem,
actually captain well? Is the team gonna
yeah,
do well or not?
Jerem is the biggest factor. Like big,
Factor.
I feel like Jerem is the we really need to see Jerem. Jerem really needs to be like closely observed too. So a little
Okay.
bit more of a feel on Thunder, sort of yeah, getting better.
Yeah.
Stallions,
It's crumbling.
necessarily not
Yeah.
necessarily done for them yet. Obviously, just a scrimmage. Maybe they have their bad days. Hopefully, and also with their zero power ups, we'll also have to see how
Yes.
they sort of fare. A lot of bowling questions, batting questions for Stallions sort of emerge, but we'll see. You know, Sime, Arjun, if you have those two players on a team, very capable, one capable with batting, one capable with bowling. So yeah, it's definitely not over for them yet. Certainly, they also have a chance.
Well, yeah, you heard it from Surya for the analysis. Just want to end it off by just giving you the bare minimum rules. Obviously, you see the shares right here, 12 shares. Well, how would you invest, how would you buy the shares? So each team has 30 shares. You can buy 5 shares from category one. That could be buying all five of Virgin, let's say, or splitting it and saying 3-2 Sime, or just 5 shares maximum you can buy from category one. The rest are limitless. A maximum of 30 shares per team. Again, category two and three are limitless, but the maximum limit for category one is 5 shares. So please stay tuned for the RCC stocks, as this will give you a big advantage in the playoffs. And not only that, I believe so. We're the first club in CFB ISD to actually have a stock system. So proud to say that as well. Really interesting segment in this tournament. Just makes the players more engaged. And what's more engaging is that this Sunday is definitely going to be a very entertaining, I would say, scrimmage, as we're seeing combination of Trailblazers, Thunder, Gladiators, Stallions, just all combining together and just showcasing their talent. Especially after we've seen such a good performance from the Thunder, are they gonna keep? Are they gonna maintain that? Are we gonna see a comeback from the Stallions? How is the core of the Trailblazers looking with Akshay, and can Jam lead well to make sure his name is still represented as the best team in the tournament right now? Well, you heard from Surya. This is the part three of the RCC Stocks segment. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.